So now, uh, Bhagavad Gita 2.2. So we have heard in 2.1 that Krishna spoke. So now we will see what did Krishna speak. Okay. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Vishame Samupastitam Anaryajustam Asvargyam Akirti Arjuna. Okay, the similar way we analyze the previous shloka, let us try to understand this shloka. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. What does it mean? Very simple. Lord Krishna, whose supreme personality of Godhead, spoke. Prabhupada will comment, it's not mentioned here Sri Krishna Vacha. Why? Because then people would have thought Krishna is an ordinary person. But here Srila Vyasadeva is speaking, and all throughout Bhagavad Gita he speaks Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The supreme personality of Godhead spoke. Now let us see what the Srila Prabhupada says about Kutaha. Kutaha means where from. Tva, unto you. Kashmalam, dirtiness. Idam means this lamentation. Vishame, in the hour of crisis, and Samupastitam means arrived. Now let us try to understand the meaning of the shloka. Kutastva kashmalam idam. Now you understand? अरे भाई कहाँ से आ गया? From where this kind of contamination, kashmalam, has come upon you? This is a time of emergency. Vishame. Visham means very difficult situation. Vishame samupastitam. How this kutas, from where? I have not given you this knowledge. You are from a very great lineage, Arjuna. So I do not understand that anybody has given you this knowledge, this kind of a strange knowledge of not doing your duty. So from where has it come? Where is the source? How are you speaking such things? In our discussions with devotees also, sometime if a person speaks apasiddhanta, something which is not matching the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, we become angry also and says, hey Baba, from where have you heard this? Is it not kutastva? कहाँ से सुन लिया तुमने ये? From where have you heard this? So similarly, kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam. In this time of emergency, how this kind of contamination is coming up in your consciousness? From where? I don't see any source possible. So from where it is coming? Now it's quite interesting. From where it is coming? From Krishna only. Krishna is only inspiring him to speak such things. But it's amazing. It's amazing, really. From his heart, he's inspiring him with lamentation and all those things. And from outside, he's speaking. From where has it come? From where has it come? So this is also quite interesting. Anarya Justam Aswargyam. Aswargyam means this kind of renunciation of duty will not give you place in heaven. So this is not good. Then as Anarya Justam means, Anarya means a person who knows the value of life. Justam means practiced by. So a person who practices like a Arya, it doesn't. So no, so let me explain. Anarya means who does not know the values of life. So such kind of kashmalam, such kind of contamination is suitable for a person who does not practices the values of life. But you are not an Anarya, you are Arya. You remember many times you must have seen in in Mahabharat, the Mataji will address the Prabhu, Arya, hey Arya Putra, hey Arya Putra. So the point of saying, referring or addressing him as Aryaputra was that you are a putra, or in the lineage of Arya, you are supposed to behave like Aryas. He says Anyarya Justam. Just means to laga rahna, to practice. So this kind of behavior is practiced by those who do not know the values of life, those who do not know about dharma, those who do not know about Atman Gyan. And Aswargyam, this will not provide you a place in heaven. Then Akirti Karam Arjuna, not only you will not get place in heaven, Arjuna, in this life also you will not attain any kind of fame. Does it make sense to you? So Krishna is saying that this is not befitting you, you should not do like this. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. Now it's quite interesting. In the previous shloka, in the commentary, we have heard that Krishna is very sweet, but apparently his words are not sweet. अरे कहाँ से भैया कहाँ से बोलना चालू कर दिए तुम ये सब. So now is Krishna is chastising, but Krishna's chastisement is also sweet because it will drive away the lamentation of Arjuna. Quite interesting. Yes, quite interesting. Okay. Gita Bhushan commentary. Sanjay begins to relate what the Lord Bhagavan said. Bhagavan is eternally endowed with 6 qualities as stated by Parashar. He's explaining what is it, why the Lord is being said as Bhagavan and what is the meaning of Bhagavan. Sometimes people have a strange conception of Bhagavan. Bha means Bhumi, Ga means this, and all those things. But there is no understanding based on Shastra. And then you ask them, from where have you heard this? Oh, my father has told me. So then you ask them, is your father Parashar Muni? I always ask them, you are saying that this strange concocted definition of Bhagwan is like this. So is your father Parashar Muni? The answer will be no. So now, and are you Vyasadev? No. Both the things are not there. So Parashar Muni, who is the father of Vyasadev, he gives the definition of Bhagwan and we should accept this. ऐश्वरस्य समग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यशसः श्रियः ज्ञानवैराग्ययोश्चापि षण्णं भग इतिङ्गणा ऐश्वर्यस्य. He has all the ऐश्वर्यस्य samagrasya. Samagra means full. Aishwarya means opulences and samagra means to the highest extent. Viryasya, virya means power. Yasha means fame. Shriya means Lakshmi. Lakshmi means money. And Gyan and Vairagya. Gyan means knowledge and Vairagya means renunciation. So 6 items are there. Opulences, Aishwarya, Virya means power, Yasha means fame, Shriya means Lakshmi, Lakshmi means money, Gyan means knowledge, and Vairagya means you understand, renunciation. So in this world, you will see that any person who becomes attracted, he has all one of these 6 qualities in little bit minute quantities, and that person becomes very very attracted to others who do not have those qualities. So naturally Krishna is all attractive, and being Bhagwan, he has all these qualities to the maximum extent, fullest extents. That's why he's very attractive, all attractive, and is called Bhagwan. Bhaga of 6 parts is defined as complete control, complete influence, complete excellent qualities of body, mind and words, complete beauty or wealth, complete knowledge and complete detachment from worldly affairs. Vishnu Puran. Samagrasya, this is very easy to understand. Samagrasya means complete, which applies to all the items. That means Samagra Aishwarya, Samagra Virya, Samagra Yashaha, Samagra Shri, Samagra Gyan and Samagra Vairagya. That means, quite interesting, that in this world a person can say that I have some wealth, but he cannot say I have all the wealth of the world. So Samagra means everything, all the energy, all the beauty, all the opulences, all the influence, everything belongs to Krishna. This is the opulence of Krishna. So we learned it from Vishnu Puran. Samagrasya or complete applies to all the items. The word contamination or kashmalam is used with a derogatory sense, since Krishna is taking the position of the teacher and criticizing his student. So you understand my point? He's chastising Arjuna. Now from where this kind of weakness of heart is coming upon you? What is this? For what reason has this contamination of turning away from your duties come upon you, the jewel among warriors at the time of battle, Bishame? There is a saying that when a person is supposed to take his dog for hunting, the dog has to pass, or dog has to go to toilet, something like that. The idea is, now is the time for fighting the war. What is the point of giving up your thinking that I will not do my duty? What is this? Now you are the best among the warriors, and for such a warrior to give up his duty, how is it possible? That is what is mentioned in the commentary. Now you think about it, that another example Srila Prabhupada gives is a dancing lady, a lady who's supposed to dance. So when she comes on the stage, then she pretends to be so shy that she cannot dance. So you are supposed to dance, you have been dancing, and now when it comes to the stage, when it comes to the point of doing a performance at that stage, then we are saying, oh, I'm so shy, I cannot dance. You understand this point? Similarly, you are a great warrior, you are a jewel among the warriors, and this is such a difficult time when the war is starting. What is the point of manifesting this contamination that I will not do my duties, but I go back to become a brahmana, live by begging? I don't. What is this? This is just useless for you. The Lord explains that this renunciation of fighting does not lead to liberation, swarga or fame. That's very clear. It is not practiced or justum by those aspiring for liberation, Arya, because those who are Arya practice their designated duties for purification of the heart. Beautiful point Srila Prabhupada, Acharya explains there. He explains the meaning of Arya. Arya is a person who understands the values of life. He understands the purpose of life, which is to go back to Godhead, to purify his heart, which will happen only by purification of heart. So he does not give up his duties, even if the duties are painful. This is the meaning of tapasya. Tapasya means accepting, willingly accepting things which are not palatable when we are executing the dharma which we are supposed to execute. Just like if a Mataji is supposed to cook, Prabhupada gives the example so many times, then she will cook even if it is hot, and she will cook even when it is cold. So that is a tapasya for a Mataji or a housewife. The husband will go and earn money for the family, even if it is hot and cold. Similarly, Kshatriya has to fight, regardless to whom, with whom he has to fight, or what situation he has to fight in. Does it make sense to you? This is called tapasya, and that is by that tapasya, by practicing that tapasya, a person becomes purified in heart and becomes qualified for liberation. It is also contrary to religious practices for obtaining swarga, and it destroys fame. That means anarajashtam word indicates that it will not give you liberation, and aswarga means even if you want swarga, it will not, you will not go to swarga. And even if akirti karam means in this world also people will not know you very nicely. They will say, oh, it's not out of compassion but because of fear of us that you have run away. Purport: Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Yes, Prabhupada opens it very nicely. Many people who are called, I think the society is called, what is the name? Kumaris, what is that? Brahma Kumaris. Yeah, they have a conception that Krishna is not speaking Bhagavad Gita. Actually, Shiv Baba is speaking Bhagavad Gita. So where have you heard the word Shiv Baba here? Milind Baba, have you ever heard Shiv Baba? If I say somebody speaking is from within me, will you accept? No, no. Prabhuji is giving class. If I make a mistake, then I say, no, no, Shiv Baba made a mistake. So can you imagine people accept that kind of rubbish? Where nowhere in Bhagavad Gita there is mention of Shri Shiv Baba Uvacha. No, nothing. I'm just specifically taking their name, and there are so many fools like this who will accept something which is absolutely unacceptable. So now here we can see, so that's why Prabhupada hits the point that Krishna is nobody else except the Supreme Person. Nobody else is the Supreme Personality of Godhead except Krishna. So this is, Prabhupada was knowing such people are always there. At that time of Srila Prabhupada also they were there. So he makes it. Krishna is identical with the word Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead means that other personalities of Godhead, which are Vishnu forms, are also dependent on Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagwan throughout the Gita. So, very easy to understand. Bhagwan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. But before I go that, you know what arguments they give? You see, it is not mentioned here that Sri Krishna Vacha is mentioned here as Sri Bhagwan Vacha. So Bhagwan is something else who is within Krishna who is speaking. So all this again is strange commentary and is actually what people believe, that it's not mentioned Sri Krishna Vacha, it's mentioned Sri Bhagwan Vacha. So that means Bhagwan is within him, by which who is speaking through Krishna. But they don't understand Deha Dehi Vibhodayam Vibhedoyam Na Ishware Vidyate Kuchit. There is no difference. Never ever there is a difference between Deha, that is body, and Dehi, the possessor of the body, in Ishwar, Krishna. Make sense to you? So they don't understand these things. Okay. Absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahman, or the impersonal all-pervasive spirit, Paramatma, or the localized aspect of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and Bhagwan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this conception of the Absolute Truth is explained thus: Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yash jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaniti shabdate. The Absolute Truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knower of the Absolute Truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the Absolute Truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Let's read the whole thing, it becomes very easy. These three divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has three different aspects, namely the sunshine, the sun's surface, and the sun planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is the preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced, and one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Ordinary students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine, its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgence of its impersonal nature may be compared to those who can realize only the Brahman feature of the Absolute Truth. The student who has advanced still further can know the sun disk, which is compared to knowledge of the Paramatma feature of the Absolute Truth, and the student who can enter into the heart of the sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal features of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Okay, before I go further, do you understand these things? Have you heard these things before? Okay, a little bit. It's very simple. You can remember Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. Okay, you must have seen the photo in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is exchanging loving exchanges with his devotees. That is his Bhagwan aspect, and that gives the highest bliss to his devotees and to Krishna. Is that clear? Bhagavan. As Paramatma, he is Upadrashta Anumanta. He is Upadrashta. He sees, okay, what the living entity is desiring. And Anumanta, he sanctions the desires of the living entities. Is that okay? But he is not reciprocating in loving dealings with his devotees. As Paramatma, he just remains neutral. Example is given that when there is a fair, mela, like Kumbh Mela, a fair. So there is an officer which is appointed for that festival or appointed for that fair. Yeah. And when the festival is stopped or finished, then the officer is no longer needed. So Paramatma is needed in this material world as long as this material world is there. After this material world is finished, Paramatma is no longer needed and he goes back and merges into Vishnu form. Is it clear? And from the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, there is a transcendental effulgence which is called Brahma Jyoti. What it is called? Brahma Jyoti. Just like, maybe I should do this experiment. Now can you see me? You can see me very less. Let me make it more. Now can you see my form? Beautiful example I've never ever given. Hari Bol. This is a beautiful example. Can you see me? Can you see me? Maybe no. Prabhuji has become impersonal. Yeah, he will never chastise us. Hari Bol. Beautiful example, beautiful experiment I've ever done. But can you see me now? Oh, again came back. I thought he would remain impersonal and nobody would have chastised us. Nobody would have asked us, why are you not chanting your rounds? No. That's what these impersonalists are saying. See, right now we have an exchange. Is it not? We have exchange of affection. We are talking about Krishna. So now you see, I'm just giving an example. I am here. My expansion in the form of video is in front of you, which is can compare to Paramatma. And this light which I had shown you is Brahman effulgence. Obviously, it is not coming out from me, but it is covering my form. Is it not? Beautiful. I mean, this is Krishna's arrangement he has put. So now, this is I will never forget. This is really funny. So now, what is happening? Those people who are preliminary, this Prabhupada gives the example of sun disk. Sun disk is also part of sun. It is not, cannot be separated from sun. So Paramatma is an expansion of Vishnu or Krishna. So that is also a level of realization, but is lesser realization than a person who has become so qualified that who can go inside sun and be with the sun god. Okay. And now the light of the sun is also inseparable from sun, but it does not have form. And a person who's seeing light of the sun is also studying the sun. So all these three aspects are non-different. They cannot be segregated or separated. but still there are different levels of realization. Is it clear now? Simultaneously, the sunlight, sun disk, and the Surya god Vivaswan, they cannot be separated, but still there are different levels of realization. Okay, this is one point. Another example is given of a train. I should have actually maybe put up some photos, but now you can understand. In the night time, if you are about to board a train, then you see first the light only, is it not? And then you see that the train is coming. Then you see, oh, there are people also inside. So like this, light is compared to Brahman. Then you see the train, it is called Paramatma realization. And then when you see actually people are inside there with lots of varieties, drinking chai, all those things, then it is called Bhagwan realization. You can actually enter into the train. Okay, now this is very clear. Another example is given, is called example of a mountain. I think Shashikant Prabhu is from Himalayan region, not Himalayan region exactly, but is from, where is that? What is that place? Himachal Pradesh. So he will understand, and others will also understand this. I have been to Nainital one time, not for preaching, for sense gratification. I mean, just going with the friends there. At that time, I was not devotee, but it was not so much enjoyable, also boring, also. Anyways, life is boring as a karmi. So we can see from from a long distance, you can see the mountain. What will you see? Maybe a green mountain, or maybe a little hazy picture of the mountain. But when you go, so this is called Brahman realization. You don't see the variety in the mountain. But when you go closer, oh, there are trees and like that. But when you go further, then you see, oh, there are actually animals, and there are actually some birds, and there's so much variety in that. So it's the same object you're seeing, but with a more deeper realization of the same object. Are you able to understand? So we give example of uh, sun, we give example of mountain, and we give example of train. So it's they're all inseparable, but they are different levels of realization. Okay, so I think it's clear now. Yes, so let us read further. Today I may go a little bit overboard, but if this is understood, then I do not have to explain much. Therefore, I will speak till the time each one of you will sleep. Still, nobody is sleeping, so I am not successful. Unless somebody sleeps in the class, how the speaker can be called successful? Therefore, the bhaktas or the transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagwan feature of the absolute truth are the topmost transcendentalists, although all students who are engaged in the study of the absolute truth are engaged in the same subject matter. I think this is very clear now. If a person is studying Brahman or Paramatma and Bhagwan, they are studying the absolute truth, but at different levels of realization. I think this must be clear. Any doubt you can ask in the questions. Questions भी होएगा क्या? हाँ, questions भी होएगा. Afterwards you can ask. Okay. The sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of the sun planet cannot be separated from one another, and yet the students of the three different phases are not in the same category. Very easy. We have explained it with three examples. The Sanskrit word Bhagwan is explained by the great authority Parashar Muni, the father of Vyasdev. This we have studied in the commentary. The Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation is called Bhagwan. And you must remember that a person who associates Krishna through the process of devotional service, he also acquires these qualities slowly. There are many persons who are very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned, and very much detached. But no one can claim that he possesses all riches, all strength, etc. entirely. This is a beautiful statement, and Prabhupada is explaining the word samagra. Samagra means nobody can say, I have all these opulences to the highest degree. And Krishna only can claim this, and that's why it's called Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just reflect upon this point. If a person is very wealthy, can he actually be detached from his wealth? Very difficult. If a person is having knowledge, can he detach himself from his knowledge? This is difficult to understand, very difficult. But Krishna is full of knowledge. But when he's born to Nanda Maharaj, he does not even know his name. The name has to be given to him by Nanda Maharaj. अरे इनका नामकरण संस्कार कर दीजिए Garga Muni. Oh Garga Muni, please give names to my kids. It's amazing, is it not? Then he's asking Mother Yashoda, Maya Yashoda, what is this? He points out to the people tree. Why this tree is vibrating so much? Because the leaves of the people tree are vibrating so much. Then Mother Yashoda is answering something like this. What is this? This like here, it's very nicely, but one Maharaj was mentioning, I'm forgetting. We asked 3 or 4 questions, very beautiful, very sweet questions, as if he does not know anything. So like this. So he will ask so many questions. He will catch the fire as a small kid. So he's full of knowledge, but he shows I have no knowledge. I'm a small kid only. So and also this is very 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 important. A person who has most beautiful wife like Lakshmi, can he be detached from her? Very difficult. Even if she's not like Lakshmi, and even if she's like Putana, still people people are not detached. Then what to talk of she is actually Lakshmi, but Krishna is still detached. So I'm just cracking a joke, but I'm just saying it's very difficult to be detached from these opulences. So Krishna's one Maharaj was mentioning very nice. If we have any of the opulences of Krishna, we will be in trouble. But if we have opulence of Vairagya, they will not be in trouble. So we should pray to Krishna. Krishna, please at least give us detachment. Anyhow, when we associate with Krishna, we naturally become detached from material world. I was just cracking some jokes, not much. Only Krishna can claim this. Though. No living entity, including Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayan, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. What? Not even Narayan? Yes. Because Krishna has 4 qualities which Lord Narayan also does not have. It's called Bhakta Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Bhakta Madhuri, Leela Madhuri. Yes, he has beautiful, beautiful pastimes which even Lord Narayan does not perform. And he has a beautiful flute which is the essence of all sweetness. And he has beautiful devotees, Bhakta Madhuri, like of Goloka, and which are also an opulence of Krishna, and also Bhakta Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Leela Madhuri. And Rupa Madhuri has a special form, a special Rupa, a special form which even attracts Lord Narayan. So the highest opulences are manifested by Krishna only. Therefore, it's called Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayan is also Personality of Godhead, but Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no one beyond that. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. It's easy to understand. No one is equal to or above him. Ashwamurdha. Nobody is equal to Krishna and nobody is above him. He is the primeval Lord or Bhagwan known as Govinda, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. So Prabhupada quotes here, Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Ishwaraha Parama, he is the supreme controller. There are many controllers here, but he is a Param Ishwar. Krishna, what is his name? Krishna. What is his form? Sachidananda Vigraha. His form is eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. Anadi Radir Govinda. There is no Anadi, there is no cause of Krishna and Adir. He is the cause of everything. And is Govinda. His name is Govinda, who gives pleasure to the senses and pleasure to cows. Sarva Karana Karanam, he is the cause of all causes. If you are not knowing the shloka I explained, otherwise many devotees will know this. There are many personalities possessing the qualities of Bhagwan. But Krishna is the supreme because none can excel him. He is a supreme person and his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Can you, just think about it. We have no conception of anyone's body which is eternal, which is full of knowledge and bliss. Rather, we have just different bodies which are non eternal, which are full of ignorance and full of pain only. Interestingly, one sannyasi was mentioning if we analyze our body, nothing good comes out from any of its holes from ear, from nose, from mouth, everything bad comes out. But Krishna, such a bad body we have actually, and then we were very proud. I look very beautiful today. Yeah, I look so smart and handsome. But if we realize nothing comes good from our body, only thing which can come out good is when we speak something. And so, and when we speak about Krishna, and interestingly, most of the time we don't want to speak about Krishna also. So only thing bad, everything only bad comes out from our mouth. But anyhow, that's a point. Please forgive me for extending the lecture because I will have to complete it only. It cannot be stopped in between. Well, one thing you can do, you can have your burger if you want. You can have your prasadam, you can keep having prasadam, then you will have to have it. Ha, paratha, you can have your parathas. Yes, yes, Prabhuji, you can speak. You may eat afterwards. We'll eat nicely. This facility is provided. So if you want to eat, we have no problem. Okay, but we'll finish this. In the Bhagavatam, also, there is a list of many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Krishna is described as the original personality of Godhead, and from whom many incarnations and personalities of Godhead expand. This will, when we are going to come to this shloka, it will take 3 to 4 days. It means of 1.5 hours like that to explain this. It's very nice. Okay, Mataji need to cook. Finally, but why do you worry? You are not Mataji, is it not? Ete chansa kalaha pumsa krishnastu bhagwan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam hridayanti yuge yuge. Ete chansa, all these kalaha pumsa. Pumsa means Mahavishnu. All these avatars are portions of Mahavishnu. But Krishnastu bhagwan swayam. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is even the source of Mahavishnu. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuga Yuga. Indra Ari, when Indra and the devotees are, when Indrari, that means when the enemies of Indra give make the planets Vyakul or in distress, then Mridayanti Yuga Yuga, then they manifest. All the incarnations of Krishna, they come. All the lists of the incarnations of Godhead submitted herewith are either plenary expansions. Plenary means equally powerful, or parts of the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I think I'm just not explain much here. We have to go a little fast. Let me see how many pages are there. Oh, yeah, little bit. We'll finish. Therefore, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, the source of both the Super Soul and the impersonal Brahman. That we have explained, so we will not explain this. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsmen is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word Kutaha, where from. I have explained this also, that in front of Krishna, who is very embodiment of Dharma, how could Arjuna express his doubts about his duties? That is the meaning of the import of the word Kutaha. Such impurities were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as Aryans, and this also we have explained. Aryans means who will do their duties to become liberated. So why he is not performing his duty? The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. This is very important. We have discussed in the commentary, they will do duties in a non-attached way, so their heart becomes purified and they develop knowledge of Atma. Okay? That we have discussed in the commentary. I'm just going a little fast because this we have discussed in the commentary already. Person, that means a person who simply engages in sense gratification, he has no understanding of the real values of human form of life, and that's why he will be called anarya. Person who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagwan, and they are captured by the external features of the material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. You can understand by the example of an insect. Insects which are born in the rainy season, they are very much enamored by the glaring light. I have seen it right in front of my eyes. Behind that light was a chipkali lizard, and she was, as the insects were drawn towards the light, she was eating them one by one, but the other insects could not see. So this is the problem of this material world. People are thinking that other people are dying, but they do not think, oh, what is my game of life? How can I become liberated? And that's what Prabhupada says, they're enamored, captivated by the external features of the material world, thinking that we can enjoy this material world. Just reflect how we were born. Then we can understand this place is not a place of, it's not a good place. His Holiness Radha Goswami Maharaj says, somebody invites you for prasadam, or food, and then he first puts you in a place of filth, and then when you come out, then he beats you very nicely. Would you like to accept this lunch invitation? Again, maybe one time, but again. So this is our foolishness. Again and again we get beaten so much, left and right, center, left and up and center, but still we think maybe this life I will be enjoying, this life definitely I'll be happy. So this is all the feature of an Arya, but an Arya understand, no, I must go back to Godhead. Person who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans. Very easy to understand. Although Arjuna was a Kshatriya, he was deviating from his prescribed duties by declining to fight. Easy to understand. This act of cowardice is described as befitting the non-Aryans. If a Brahmana is fearful of taking bath, and if a Kshatriya is fearful of fighting, they both go to hell. These are both duties of individual person, and one must execute it without any fear. Such deviation from duty does not help one in the progress of spiritual life, nor does it even give one the opportunity to become famous in this world. Lord Krishna did not approve of the so-called compassion of Arjuna for his kinsmen. So this is very clear. I just take one or two questions if they are there. Otherwise, are there any questions? Okay.